It's the weekend and you have financial questions that need answering. That can only mean one thing. It's time for Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. This is the program that takes the mystery out of your financial life. If you've got a question, go to jillonmoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Let's get the show started. Here's an email from Sarah, who writes, I'm going to be separating soon from my employer. I'm expecting a payout on my unused vacation time, which should work out to around $12,500 before taxes. If it is paid out to me, it will be taxed at a high level because it's a bonus. I'm contemplating the best way for me to handle this. One thought, I could put it into a pre-tax 457 plan to save the tax hit and let it grow tax-free until retirement. You mean tax deferred, by the way. Mark, there's a parenthesis here that is just for you, Mark. It says, Mark, I'm normally an all Roth person after the match. Another thought is to roll it into that pre-tax 457 and withdraw since I'll be leaving my current job, and then I could use the money towards paying for a car. I'd love to hear from you on your thoughts. Also open to other suggestions. Thanks in advance. I guess the problem is that, this is such a weird time that you're in a high tax bracket, but it sounds like you're going down in bracket. So I mean, look, either way is fine. I think that if you have it and go into a 457, and you didn't say how old you are, but if you have it in a 457 plan and it's in there and you wait until you're a lower bracket and then you take the money out and you use it to pay for a car, that's fine. I'd much rather you do that than get a car loan. I just don't know what other assets you have. And alternatively, whatever, you can just take the 12.5, pay the tax on and go have your car and all that. But it's a very distinct question when your tax bracket's going down. So I'm okay with that. Mark, you seem to be okay with that. I would presume you'd be like giving me the seal of approval on that, right?
Yeah, I would probably just take it, pay the taxes and be done with it. This is a little too convoluted for my liking.
Little cute for you,
yeah.
But I get it. I do get it. Okay. Don writes, I've heard money forums and podcasts speak on the dreaded tax deferred bomb. Okay, Don, I hear you're right. The little dripping with the sarcasm here. So this is the Ed Slott version. Ed Slott is one of our favorite guests that we ever have on the show every year. He's fantastic. And he wrote the book called The Ticking Tax Bomb. Isn't that what the name of the book was? This refers to the fact that you've put money away into a retirement account on a pre-tax basis. The money that grows in there, it's all well and good, but at some point you have to pay the tax that's due. When you're 75 years old, the government will force you to take money out of that plan. That's called a required minimum distribution. And the reason why that can be a bomb that goes off is that you don't know what tax bracket you're going to be at that time. Okay. So now Don goes on to, I have to just explain that. Don says, I've even heard people say, put all of your bonds in tax deferred accounts to slow down growth. This seems extremely counterintuitive to me. If someone gave me $100,000 and told me I had to give them back $15,000, and if the same person gave me $200,000 and I had to give you $30,000 back, I know which one I would choose every time. Love your show. Mark, I think this is funny. I think the reason why people are, I've never heard put your bonds in a tax deferred account to slow down growth. I've heard you put bonds in your portfolios, any retirement account, Roth or traditional, because the interest that you are earning in a non-retirement account is taxable on an annual basis. But I've never heard it as to slow down growth. That does seem dumb. I kind of agree with Don. Don't you, Mark?
Yeah, I've never thought of putting bonds in any account to slow down growth. It's all about the tax benefit.
And also it's, and listen, slow down growth. It's just for diversification. I think that some people like to say anything that creates current income should be inside of a retirement account structure. So you don't have to pay tax on it. You'll end up paying tax on it at the end. Okay. Anonymous is a longtime listener who's reached out to us in the past. And Anonymous says, it served me well. Thanks for that. Coming back to you now because I'm at an inflection point. While my job is good, lamentably, the relationship with my boss is not. Oh my God, the bad boss thing, Mark, hate that. My position is due for renewal later this year, and I'm certain it will not be renewed based on comments from the aforementioned boss. I'm reaching out because I am burnt out. I'd like to take a sabbatical 6 to 12 months to reconnect with my purpose and find a new role. But I need your guidance to make sure this will work out. Okay, Anonymous is 56 years old, makes 155 grand a year. Husband, 62, partially retired, receives a pension of 78,000, and the husband makes another 20 or 30 grand consulting. They live in New York. Their house is worth 730 grand with a mortgage of around 300 grand at 3%. 2 kids, 17 and 15. They've got some money saved in 529, 74 grand for one, 65 grand in another. You ready for the amount of money they've got saved? So remember, the husband's got 78 grand a year in a pension. Traditional IRA is 700. I'm going to round up 740 for the traditional. There's 78,000 in a Roth. In TIAA, there's about 387,000, some money in a money market. The husband has another 330 grand in a stable value fund, draws $5,000 a month so they can cash flow half the annual tuition payments. Deferred comp, Anonymous has 132,000, also in a stable value fund. Want to draw on that over the next year to be on sabbatical and / seek new employment. Ready for the expenses? 10 grand a month. That's not so bad. So they have a bunch of money saved. Okay. I guess the question that I have for you, Anonymous, is if you take this 6 to 12 months off, how do you know you're going to be able to get back into the workforce? I'm a tiny bit worried about this. I think you've got a lot of money and, basically your husband's consulting / pension is hugely helpful. I would okay for 6 months. I think 6 months you take off and then at 6 months you have a better idea. I think that's a better time horizon. If 6 turns into 12 and now all of a sudden you're 57 and you can't get a job that you really want, you're going to have to go back and make some money. You're going to have to at least, with your husband's pension, be able to float your expenses probably, essentially for like 8 more years till we get this 15-year-old out of college. Do you agree with that, Mark? Like it's a little bit early to just say, I'm taking a year off, which I think sometimes turns into 2 years.
It's close. I mean, because of the pension, it's close. I mean, that's a huge factor in this. That's, almost 80 grand a year right there. They're only spending 10 a month. They have a lot of money saved. So I'm not going to completely rain on this. It's doable.
I think it's doable. I think 6 months is where you should start. I think once you're out of the labor force for more than a year, it becomes much harder to re-enter. And maybe you don't care. Honestly, maybe you're like, I don't care. Even if I take a year off and I have to go back and make 40 grand a year. I mean, you're just going to have to do something. You're young and your husband is 5 years from being full retirement through Social Security. So here's what I think. I think you shoot for 6. You hope to have something new lined up by the end of the first year. So 6 months, you're really chilling. The next 6 months, you are working towards finding a new position, even if it's a part-time position. And then I think we're good. Let's get these kids through school. Jill on Money will be right back.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back. It's Jill on Money. Let's go to Giovanna, who is on the line from Florida. Hello there. How are you? What can we do for you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for asking.
What's going on?
I'm getting ready to leave a career that I've had for almost 25 years, and I'm not quite sure what to do.
Really? What is the reason that you're going to be leaving that career?
I think it's been long enough.
In other words, it's your decision, no one is deciding for you. You're not being let go.
No. I am choosing to leave a few years earlier than my required retirement date.
Okay. And how old are you, Giovanna?
I'm 60, almost 61.
Okay, 60, almost 61. And will you be entitled to any pension when you do this?
No.
No. Okay, it's okay. Are you married, single, partnered?
I'm single, but partnered, I guess.
Okay. Do you guys combine your money or not?
No.
Okay, so we're going to forget about that person. So congratulations that you have a partner, but we have no access to their money, so we don't really care. How have you saved your money over these 25 years? Tell us a little bit about that.
I have saved most of my money in a 401k. I have a brokerage, and I have some like extra stocks and T-bills or I-bills, I guess, and just savings. I-bonds.
Uh-huh. How much is in the 401k?
401k as of today has 1.175.
Okay, $1.175 million. That's amazing. Is that all pre-tax? Is it traditional?
Yes.
Okay.
All pre-tax.
How much is in the brokerage account?
520.
Okay. And you said you've got some stocks, some other stuff on the side?
I have a Schwab account that has 235. That's in some type of a fund. I don't know. And I have an HSA for $36,000, an IRA, a regular IRA for $19.5, savings of just $50K is in a high yield savings account, and then $30,000 is in a checking account.
Great.
And then I have an I-bond and some company stock, which is worth about $2,500.
Okay. Do you own your home?
Yes.
How much would you say it's worth?
I live in Florida, so it's whatever somebody wants to pay that day.
Give me a guess.
$350 to $500.
Okay. And do you have a mortgage?
Nope.
Okay. And when you look at your spending right now, even if you and your partner, go away and do your stuff, but like what your share of spending is on a monthly basis, do you have an idea about what that is?
Well, we did it on an annual basis. I think it's $6,000, and we added everything we could possibly think of to put in there.
$6,000 a month.
But I did not do taxes, like real income taxes.
Yeah. But you're saying I spend $6,000 a month net to you, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. What will you do for health insurance after 25 years?
Well, I put in money in my account to buy it, in my taxes to buy it.
Okay.
So I thought it would cost about $10,000 a year.
Okay. And is that included in that $6,000 a month expense number?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Great. Okay, fine.
Or I can move to Europe.
Okay. Well, I'm all in on that.
Or at least for 6 months out of the year.
The $6,000 a month, is that just you or both you guys combined?
Me-ish. Both of us combined.
So you're not on the hook for the full $6,000. You're not on the hook for it by yourself then.
Yes, I am.
Oh, you are. Okay.
That's what I'm working from.
Okay. That's fine. That's totally fine. And will you have, after the 25 years and doing this career that you love or liked or whatever you have around that, is there any part-time work that we should count on in your future?
I can return to my career after I'm going to be on a little bit of medical leave.
Uh-huh.
I can return if I wish, but it's not something that's a very part-timeable. I can lessen my hours, but it requires a pretty full commitment.
All right. And so you're pulling the plug like at the end of this year or like at the end of this month? Just out of curiosity.
Tomorrow.
No, tomorrow. Here we go. We're done. You will be entitled to Social Security, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I forgot to look that up. I think it was like $2,400 or something.
Okay. That's great. So that's a part of it, right? No plan to sell your house or anything. You're going to, or the $350,000 to $500,000 dwelling. Does that stay intact? Should we just presume that you have some, or do you want to sell it and really move to Europe and like do something different?
No, I assumed that I would just rent it. I live in a beach community, so I could always take some income from it.
Oh, okay. Should we count on that, or do you want to just kind of run some numbers without that?
Without it. But then I might need to once you do your numbers.
All right. So let's say that, okay, you've got this 401k, which you can access, right? Mm-hmm. So if we have that 401k and we start pulling some money out right now, then we have to do that until you're age 67. And then you'd have to pull a little bit more money out, obviously. I mean, a little bit less money out because you'll have your Social Security. And, you know, you have saved a bunch of money. You know, let's see, about $750 between the stocks and the brokerage account, 1.175. There's some savings, a little IRA. It would be great. I'm going to give you like as if I were your sister, right? I would say This is a great idea, but I hesitate to mention the fact that if you are carrying the $6,000 a month and that really is just all you, and yet you're covering your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever person, partner, I would also say, like, if that number starts to swell up, this is not going to work very well. And if the person has the ability to contribute, that would work a lot better.
Okay.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is interesting. The other idea is that, like, when I think about having the house, when you look at rental income, that let's say at the end of this year, you're done, and then you rent your condo out. Paint me a picture of what life looks like when you do that. Do you say, okay, I live in Florida, so I have to do it for the winter months. So how much money do you think you could get from renting it out for the winter months?
I rented it for $8,000 a month.
That makes it so much better.
But that's only, that doesn't mean I'd do it every month for $8,000.
No. But I'm just saying, like, is that usually like January, February, March?
Mm-hmm. So I could, I was figure that if I had it for $4,500 a month, I would be fine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, any money like that rental income will really make this work, especially before you collect Social Security. So if you're willing to do that and, leave your beautiful, like, Florida existence for those months and collect that money and figure out someplace else to go that's cheaper, then it really does work a lot better. Are you feeling like nostalgic about your 25 years in your career?
Yeah. I mean, I worked pretty hard to get there, but it's time for someone else to take my position.
What a kind thing to say. Actually, that's very nice. Usually people are holding on by clawing their way and holding on as they're, like they look like that cat that used to be that old poster. You'll remember this because you're my age, where it would say, hang in there. That's kind of what most people feel like at the end of their careers. You sound very upbeat about it.
One question, where do you start taking the money from first?
I think that for you would take from your 401k a little bit at a time, because that is money that you're going to have to take out 15 years in the future, and you might as well start getting some of the money out right now. And you'll be in a low tax bracket, so it'll be easy.
All right.
How much were you earning at, like, as of now? Like, what's your taxable income right now?
Probably around $250.
Yeah, you'll be in a lower tax bracket. Yeah, but if you're single in $250, that means a lot of your money is being taxed at 32%. Like, it'll be pretty nice and sweet for you. You're going to be like, oh, I'm going to pull. Let's say you pulled. Let's say you took 50, or let's say you took 60 grand a year out of your 401k, right? That hasn't been taxed yet. That would mean that you, instead of paying 32% in taxes, you pay 22% in taxes. That's pretty nice.
That would make a big difference.
Right? So I think you pull from that 401k. Like 60 grand a year is what I'm thinking.
You
have to pay a little tax. It's maybe even 70
okay.
grand.
I like having roads.
All right. It sounds good. Jill on Money will be right back.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show. We're trying to help you make more measured and considered financial decisions, not shooting from the hip, not just buying what someone's selling you. If something's going on in your life, just get in touch with us. All you need to do is go to our website. That's jillonmoney.com. And in the upper right-hand corner, there is a Contact Us button. Click that button. A form will pop up. That's the email we receive. And if you'd like to join us live, check the box and Mark will do everything else. Right now, let's talk talk to Mary, who joins us from Washington State. Hello, Mary. How are you? What can we do for you?
I'm great. I'm so glad to talk with you. Really need your help. Thank you.
All right. What's up?
I just need overall feedback, but primarily I was just recommended to buy an annuity from a new financial planner that I'm working with.
Wait. Recommended is always a funny thing. So you were pitched.
Yes, unfortunately, but it sounded really good.
Well, I mean, what do you think? These people who are pitching things like going to a car dealership. Oh, he made such a compelling argument for the car that he's trying to sell me. Of course, they've got it like worked out. But maybe, what if it were good? That kind of is interesting. Mary, how old are you?
73.
And are you married, single, partnered?
I'm single.
Kids?
Nope.
Okay. And you're still working? You're not working? You're retired?
I'm still working. I have a private practice as a psychotherapist. I make about $100,000 a year plus my Social Security.
How much is Social Security?
$42,972 per year.
I'm going to say 43 because I'm going to round up a little bit.
Alrighty.
Okay. So 143 of income.
Mm-hmm.
And is that enough for you to live on?
Yes.
Really?
Well, it certainly should be, don't you think?
No. Why? I'm not making a judgment. I'm just asking. You live in a more expensive part of the world, like the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
How much do you think you spend on an annual or monthly basis?
Monthly basis, 5 to 8. I've been trying to bring it down.
Quite a range. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can afford it, right? You can. I mean, while you're still working, you can. What about what you've saved? Tell me about that.
So here's the bad news.
Uh-huh.
And also to let you know, I think I bought the annuity. I don't know that I have 10 days, anyway.
Yes, that's called the free look.
Yeah. So here's what I had before I transferred funds.
Okay.
In the Vanguard accounts, 298,600.
298. And when you say Vanguard, is that a brokerage or is it a retirement account?
They were retirement accounts.
And this money, this 298.6 has not been taxed. Traditional retirement, right?
Correct.
Okay. Got
SEP IRA and Roth IRA.
Wait. How much is in the Roth?
In the Roth is 110,518.
Okay. And the rest is in the SEP?
Yes, 181,126.
181. And that is the money, the 181 that was going to fund this new product?
Actually, they're pulling out of both.
Ugh. Okay.
In order to make the 75% of my income, something like that.
Okay. I have no idea what that is, but I'm going to get back to that in a second.
Okay.
The 300 grand or so that's in Vanguard, which is some SEP, some Roth. What else have you saved?
I have in a UFB high yield account 23,808.
23,000. Okay. So the high yield savings account.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Anything else?
Nope.
What about a house? Do you have one?
I have a house. I own the house. The bank owns the house.
Okay.
The current balance is 450,323.
450 is the mortgage. How much is it worth?
7 to 750.
Okay. And what's the interest rate on that mortgage?
3.5.
That's nice and low.
Yeah.
Which is good.
God.
Okay. So that's what we got. We got's what's we got's, right?
Yes.
I got the house with the mortgage. Good. You got the SEP, you got the Roth, and you've got a high yield savings account.
Yes.
Okay. So the money that was in Vanguard, you were just managing yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then you're like, wait a minute. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Is that what happened?
What happened was that I have so little money saved that I freak out about, like, how am I going to live on this money? When I talked to the financial planner, the idea of getting the annuity was to, quote, protect my money from market downturns. That's what started to really scare me, while allowing it to grow tax deferred. It enables you to earn interest based on the performance of a specific market index or a combination of indexes. This is a fixed index annuity.
Okay. Can I peel back some of those words, that word salad for you?
Yes.
Okay. So protect your money is a very funny term to use when you're talking about an investment, because they're not protecting anything, right? It's still risky. You're going to put some money in an account with an insurance company. It's going to get some portion of the growth of an index fund, like the S&P 500 index, one of these index funds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to limit your downside by when the protect is that they buy another kind of product inside the annuity to give you some downside protection. Okay.
Yes.
So you have more limited, you won't participate fully in the index, but you won't have that same crushing loss, of dollar for dollar when the market goes down. Okay.
Yes.
The way they do that is they charge you a lot of money for the product. So this product, fixed index annuity that you have, has some basic charge for the contract itself. Okay. The idea that he mentions in a tax deferred account, let me peel that back a little bit. A SEP IRA and a Roth IRA, a SEP IRA specifically, is already a tax deferred account.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of paying for an annuity to give you tax deferred product, that makes no sense because this is already tax deferred.
Mm-hmm.
And your Roth has already been taxed. So I would never put my Roth money in an annuity at all. No way. We'll get back to Mary in just a minute. If you've got something going on in your life, it's big, it's small, it doesn't matter. We'd love to help you out. All you need to do is go to our website, JillOnMoney.com.
Welcome back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger takes the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where we are answering your financial questions. And you'll note that when we talk to you, we ask a lot of nosy questions because you're more than just a bunch of numbers. There are feelings behind it. We get that. So if you've got something going on, just go to our website. That's JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Let's get back to Mary from Washington State. You are trying to figure out if you put this chunk of money into this annuity, that you would then be able to say, okay, at some point, I'm going to be done working and I want to augment my Social Security with some income from this annuity, right?
Yes. Can I tell you more about the annuity?
Oh my God, I can't wait.
All right. It's called True Path Income. It's a Delaware life product. Also includes a built-in guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit rider.
Yeah.
Which guarantees you will receive retirement income payments for life, even if the contract value drops to zero.
Okay.
And then the third point is the True Path Income Plan includes a chronic illness income multiplier at no additional cost. Mm-hmm. Withdrawal annual amount increases by 200% for 5 years if I have a chronic illness.
Oh, that's good. That is
and
good to
we're not
have that.
starting for 4 years. So I'm starting the annuity at age 77.
Okay. I have this rule in life, which is the more complex it is, the less I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
So what I would think you should do, number one, is at the very least, you've already put the money in, you sent the money over. I think you should stop right now. I think you should get your money back and say, I'm exercising my free look. I want the money back. I want more time to think about this. And I'm going to be talking to get a second opinion from somebody. That's what I would do. Because you plunged into this like anybody does when they are pitched something that sounds fantastic. Like, great, let's do it. But it is a very complicated issue. So yeah, sure, you can take money out. Like every annuity gives you the chance to take whatever money you put in out. But there are all these fees and you're tying your money up. And I don't know if that's the best thing for you.
What he said was, we're going to create a private pension.
Yes.
Through the annuity, and you can
Yes.
withdraw $2,200, something like that, per month.
Okay, but like you can do that in a retirement account anyway. You could just take some money out of your SEP account every month. Like someone can help you do that.
I didn't know that. I thought you could only do it once a year.
No, you can take out whatever money you want whenever you want.
Oh,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy. Now, listen, again, I'm not looking at this contract, but I would feel a lot better if I had somebody who wasn't getting paid a commission on a product that they were selling me that seems to be solving a problem that maybe I don't need to be solved. I mean, I get that you're worried and that you have saved a bunch of money, but you don't feel like it's enough. But on the other hand, I also feel like somebody keyed in on that and really has not proven to me that this is the best way to proceed. So you're in the 10-day time. Sometimes it's a 30-day, by the way. So everybody listening, if you have an annuity, you usually have some period of time called a free look. I would exercise your free look immediately. I would put it in writing to him. I would call and say, I just sent you an email, which has asked for you to refund the money back into my Vanguard accounts. I'm exercising my free look, this 10-day window. And I would like confirmation of that immediately by the end of the day today. You can still do this. I want you to know, Mary, if you change your mind, you can re-up and do the whole thing again. But I am not convinced this is the only way to get there. And I'd feel a lot better if you had somebody who is a fee-based financial planner look at this product and see whether or not it made sense for you.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Okay. These folks have a radio show. I listen to it all the time. I
know, of course. Yeah. This is how the world works. This is why we don't sell anything. Mark, what are we selling? Okay, I think we're selling $45 a year subscriptions. That's about it. Okay, can you breathe with me? You okay? You sound like you're all right now. Don't worry, nothing bad's happened.
I'm really okay. That sounds great. I'm afraid to call these guys and tell them I'm blah blah blah.
Okay, but do me a favor. Yes. Write an email first.
Okay.
And then just read the email on the phone. Just say, I just hit send. I want to read you the email I wrote. And if they say you're on a recorded line, that's better. But I want you to say to them, I am exercising my free look under the contract. I would like a full refund back to my Vanguard account by the end of the day today. When did you actually do this transaction?
On Friday.
Oh, perfect.
No, Thursday.
Perfect. So you can do it today. I've changed my mind. I would like the money put back into my Vanguard account under the free look. And I want written notification that this will be done by the end of the day today. I mean, the money won't be in your account the day of, but they have to do it. And if you get a runaround, I want you to hold firm. Okay? I want you to hold firm and just be like, this is my decision. I'm not ready to proceed. I may come back to you, but I'm not ready to proceed right now. I want the money back in my Vanguard account.
Oh, great. That's very helpful.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you've got a financial question, go to jillonmoney.com and click the Contact Us button. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are trying to help you figure out where you want to go next in your financial life. If you've got a question, all you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com. jillonmoney.com. Upper right-hand corner, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and let us know what it is that you need our assistance with. That is what Linda did. She writes, I'm 73 years old and retired. I began taking my required minimum distributions in monthly amounts. My question is, rather than withdrawing that amount, can I just convert it to a Roth account? For example, if I'm required to withdraw $20,000 this year, can I just recharacterize that $20,000 to a Roth account and have it count as my RMD for the year? I do not have any earned income. I do have a Roth IRA at a brokerage firm. My required minimum distributions are coming from my thrift savings plan. Beginning next year, the TSP will allow in-plan conversions. Well, Linda, I'm sorry to say, no, you can't do that because you have to withdraw the amount that actually will cover your required minimum distribution. And the government says, no, you can't just convert it. But if you did want to convert a portion of the thrift savings plan, you could certainly do that as long as you had the money outside of the retirement plan to pay the tax that would be due. Now, I'm not sure that you'll be able to do in-plan conversions because I have it in my head that I think you have to still be working to be able to do that. But you should check with the plan itself. We always want to dot our I's and cross our T's when it comes to Roths. And I love the idea of converting the Roth again if you have the money to pay the tax that's outside of the plan itself. And if you'd like to follow up with us, get back in touch. No problem. We'd be happy to chat with you either on the air or answer the email with additional information. If you have a question about Roths, conversions, whether you should use one, it's usually yes, we do like them. Give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show. We'll be right back.
It's the weekend, and that can only mean one thing. You're listening to Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome back. It's Jill on Money. Let's talk to Derek from Seattle. Hi, Derek. What's going on?
Good morning. Glad to be here. Looking forward to chatting with you guys today.
Absolutely. What's up? What can we help you out with?
You know, I've been listening to your show since early pandemic, and I don't think I've missed an episode, and enjoy listening when working in the yard in the weekend. And in fact, I think thanks to you, looking at getting my own CFP, I did an externship this summer, and so looking forward to having a post-career opportunity to bring in a little money. So.
That's wonderful. That's so great. I'm always happy to have someone join the fray. So good for you. Congratulations. So,
thank you.
So it sounds like maybe that next career is around the corner. So what's going on today in the current one?
Yeah, no, wife and I are full-time employed still and have not, been actively thinking about, can we retire at 58 or 59? Kind of always had the 62, maybe 64 in the back of our minds. Mm-hmm. But as we look at our finances, I am suspicious that it might be able to be done sooner than we think. And, I've kind of run the numbers myself, and but just kind of want to get your take on, hey, are we actually closer than we think? And with the large amount that we have in pre-tax, should we be doing some large conversions back to Roth, or better to just start using it and, in 2 or 3 years. So that's kind of where we are.
Well, that's exciting. So Derek, how old are you?
I am 56 and wife is 54.
Okay. And you said you're both full-time employees. So are
Yes.
both of you thinking about kind of at least testing whether the next couple of years could be it for you?
Yeah. And, one of my wife's specific questions is, well, what if one of us were to unexpectedly maybe lose our current jobs? And could we, make it by on one income until we both can retire? So that's kind of a little twist on that question. Yes.
Right. It's so interesting, Derek. I was just talking about this with somebody who's a government employee. And I said, it's not a bad question to ask yourself, because so many jobs feel a little bit tenuous. Like people would think, I'm working for the government. I have a very safe job. You might think you work at blankety blank company and it's a very safe job. Or maybe nothing is safe, perhaps. So I like the idea of what happens if. So let's talk about where you guys are. You're in your mid 50s. Do you have children?
Older children.
Old children. Our children are 80. Yeah. Well, how old are they?
No, I have two, 30 and 27. And then my wife has three, 31, 26, and 21.
Is everyone basically okay on their own?
Pretty much. Our three girls are very well launched. The two boys still figuring it out, but not having to support them at the moment. No.
Okay, so let's talk about what does the income look like right now, and what does the spending look like right now?
I make about $183,000 base, with usually about a 7% bonus a year. Wife is about $150 base with 10% bonus. Expenses are right around $12,000 a month, which does include generally a couple of trips a year for travel. So,
but does not include dealing with any of those with the boys, right?
Correct. No.
Okay, got it. I mean, are the bonuses generally paid or not? Or should we just look at your base?
They're fairly consistent. The actual percentage might be up or down just a smidge, but no, in general, we both get those. Yes.
Okay, very good. And so, how do you feel like your cash flow's been?
Good. We continue to put money into our retirements, get at least what is matched. Also, try to save either brokerage or high yield savings accounts, or keep those accounts up there. But feel good about cash flow. Yes.
That's great. Okay. So let's talk about the money that you have saved. Have you guys both used retirement plans through work?
Yeah. So I'll start with totals, and then we can see which ones we might want to delve into more specifics on. Total in Roth, we have just over $500,000 between the two of us. Pre-tax is just shy of $1.9 million.
Great, that's awesome. Okay, and that's it for the for retirement accounts. What about in brokerage?
Yeah, so I have a brokerage account that's about $180,000. Sarah has one that's about $116,000.
So that's a bunch of money you've saved. You own a home?
Yes. Probably
how much is that worth?
About $950,000, and just have a measly $196,000 left at 2.5%. So
2.5. Oh, brother, amazing. Okay, and right now you get your health benefits through whose employer?
Mine predominantly. She gets a little bit like a flexible spending account, but no, healthcare is through me today.
Okay, got it. So, I mean, listen, that's one of the nice things about both of you being employees, full-time employees, is that if one were to stop, then the other, like if you're getting your CFP and you're just starting out and you don't you want to make sure that you have a place to have, at least some coverage till you're 65, right? And that's awesome. Are there any other assets that you have, a second home or anything else that's out there? Okay.
No. Do have a small car loan, $15,000 on my wife, but it's 3.69%. So it's like, I think we're making, about as much in our other accounts. So, but we could obviously pay that off easily.
Right.
We do, I guess the number I didn't provide, do have about $37,000 in NHSA, and then $90,000 in cash and high yield savings accounts. Yeah.
Terrific. So when do you think, just looking at these numbers, okay, so I want to just go through this one more time. So 1.9 million, that is pre-tax, 500 grand is Roth, brokerage of, let's call it 180 to 300,000 between the two of you, and some money in a high yield savings. So what do you think is the number that you want to look at in terms of can we hit this number, forgetting about 62 or 65? What's the number we should be targeting?
I don't have a ton of my current work, 403B and 401A. So, I don't think we have enough to potentially retire in the next year or so, which means probably 59 and a half, before we really pull from the retirement accounts. So yeah, I think
3 years.
For me,
you want to look at 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys you're maxing out your retirement accounts right now?
What is matched? So for me, that's 6% Roth, and then another 4% in a 403b Roth. And then my wife she's doing 8% in Roth as well. Obviously, those are matched with pre-tax dollars, but that's and I get an additional 6% from an employer once a year as well, which is nice.
And so for you, the extra cash flow, because you're making a lot more than you need from the 12 grand a month, you say, that's what you're popping into your brokerage account right now?
Yep, correct.
How much do you think? So if you put, let's just say the contribution for 3 more years would be about 10% for you, and let's just call it 10% for your wife, just for fun, okay, for 3 more years. And then what do you suspect is going into that brokerage account on either a monthly or annual basis? Because that's where your excesses go.
Yeah. We've been trying to do about $1,000 a month into the brokerage.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's a good number to use.
It's the Jill on Money Show. We'll be right back.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where we are answering your financial questions. If you have one, go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Let's get back to Derek from Seattle. So when we look at your saving, right, for you, it's like 18 grand for 3 more years, right? Because meaning between you and your employer, 15 for your wife-ish, let's call it about that, and then 12 grand. So, this is pretty awesome, because in this scenario, at least for the next 3 years, we do have you saving quite a bit of money. So $45,000 a year, right?
Yeah.
So that's great. And then the money will continue to grow in that you have invested. So, Mark, if in 3 years, Derek says, I'm going to be a CFP, I'm out of here in 3 years, and his wife is going to be a workhorse, maybe she'll, do it, but like she's still only 57 at that point. So maybe we have his wife work for, is this fair to say, Derek? Like if she works for 2 more years after that, does that seem okay? Like,
she would love to, I think. I think she's afraid that,
the hammer
she
might fall.
not be able to keep her job that long. But
so if we would say so, but even at 3 more years, we'll save that 45 grand a year for 3 more years. And then, Mark, they've got all this money that is saved up, which, in a few years will be even more money. So that's kind of nice. Do you think that, Derek, that in 3 years, if we say that, yeah, you could probably do this, but you would both want to do something at that time, not necessarily high earning in the same way, but do you think that you could both do something to make some money? You say maybe a CFP, but something else even?
My other thing talking about Mariners is possibly being an usher at home games during the year, which would be $2,000. So, no, I can't do nothing. So I think I will always be doing something. I asked her if, has she thought about what she might do? And she's like, I really haven't, because her mom, when she retired, just fully retired. So she hasn't thought about it, but I doubt she can't do nothing. But who knows?
I mean, especially because you're young and, you'll want to do something. Mark, how do you think Derek and his wife are looking for the next, in a 3-year time horizon? How do you think they're looking?
Looking better than the Mariners. I mean, I'm sure Derek knows this. In 3 years, they're going to have probably, around $3.5 million. So, yeah, I mean, they're going to have the chance to definitely make a pivot and do something else.
Because you're going to have, you don't have pensions, but you will be able to have this nest egg. And especially because you have that brokerage account, that's kind of nice. That you'll have this 3-year runway and you'll be able to maybe do something else. And even if you didn't make a ton of money, but if you made like 20 grand a year or 30 grand a year doing something, and then you'll end up claiming Social Security. I mean, there's an interesting opportunity, which you'll, as you think about the CFP, you'll see this opportunity right in front of your face. And that is from age 60 to 70, you might want to forget about converting your pre-tax money, but you might want to just pull money out over those 10 years and live on it until you have Social Security to claim, which will then kind of pad the numbers. And, I just don't think that, I think you're on the right track. I don't think it's like, a slam dunk, you can never work again. But I think that if you're going to explore something, I think you have a good enough baseline to be able to do that. And of course, better if one of you keeps working till 65, because that healthcare is like a real expense. Yeah. But, it shouldn't prevent you from doing something else. If you were both, by the way, if you both were like, let's say combined, you were doing something and you're like, we made together 80 grand a year, that's a huge help. Yeah. It's a huge help. And so you could be, as long as again, healthcare, one thing, cash flow, one thing, and then pulling money out of that pre-tax account, starting to pay taxes at a lower tax rate, that's pretty darn good. So it seems to me you're in very good shape to make this happen. It's very scary to imagine that the rug kind of gets pulled out from under you. If that's something that you start to feel more and more anxious about, like, do you feel like you're more secure in your job than your wife?
Most of the time I am in healthcare. So, things are a little tight in healthcare right now too. So, but in general,
it's like creating all the jobs and the companies aren't doing as well. I don't quite get that, but okay. Yeah. I think you're in a really good position here. I mean, I get it. You're in the 24% tax bracket, but soon you won't be. Soon you'll be probably in 22, maybe even 12, depending on what happens for both of you. Sure. And then I think just pulling some of the money out of the retirement account, not converting it, but just living on it, I think is going to be fine until you really know what's going on. Look, if all of a sudden you're a CFP and you're like, this is working out great, and I'm going to do this for another 15 years, you'll run the numbers yourself because you'll be a CFP and you'll be able to say, like, what makes sense for me, right? Yeah. But I think you're in a really, it's a really cool idea to be able to plan ahead for a what if scenario. That I think is really great. So I think you've put yourselves in great. I don't think converting, because I don't want to use up your brokerage accounts converting. Yeah. I think that you're going to probably, again, at least in the first few years, maybe I change my mind. Maybe I would say, oh, no, you have so much money. The money has grown so much and by so much that we should do it. But honestly, if you took 80 grand a year out of your pre-tax account and stayed in that 22 or even 24% bracket, I think that's what you want to do. You want to like pull the money out, live on it, because you won't have income, or you may not. Again, if your wife is still working, okay, and this is the not known, the unknown. If she's still working, she's making 150 grand a year, and you're like, okay, this looks pretty solid. Maybe I would say, like, well, okay, you're paying for all of your expenses, basically, with not everything, but close, right? With her base and bonus. Maybe I would say, convert 100 or 150 grand a year, because you can afford that, and we can use up some of the liquidity from the brokerage account. But I think that because it's an unknown, if you were both out of work, then I think you're in the position where you just have to pull out 150 grand a year, pay the tax that's due on it at the 22% bracket. You don't pay state income tax because you're Washington State, and live on that. So I think that's what it sort of depends what the situation is. Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask, and I don't know if I've heard you talk a lot about this, and that is, at what point do we include what we might inherit from our parents? So
how much is it? And I hope it's a lot.
In my case, I'm pretty confident and know exactly what my mom's will says. So I'll get about 300 grand from her.
Okay.
My parents, my wife's parents, is probably mostly going to be tied up in their house, which is probably going to be somewhere in that 300 to 500K range as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's nice. It's nice to have. It's not life-changing money.
No, correct.
I mean, and how old is everyone in good health right now?
My mom is almost 85, so I'm guessing she'll live another 10-ish years. Sarah's dad is maybe the one that might go first, but that's a little bit of a guess too. But they're a little younger in their late 70s. So,
but her mother has to live somewhere, so
I
she's
know,
not going to
yes.
miss it, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, it's a nice thing to have in the back of your mind that, like, when you're 70 years old, you guys might inherit a few bucks, which is great. If your mom needed care, maybe she would burn through that 300, so I wouldn't necessarily count on it. But you know what? It's nice to have. I wouldn't. If you told me it was 3 million, then I might change.
Well,
could you add a zero?
That's a different story. Yes.
Right. So I don't think this is. I think this would be like a cushion. And maybe it would be nice because both of you might say at that time, this is the kind of thing where you look at planning and you might say, okay, let's just pretend it's 10 years from now. And the 300 you thought you were going to get is really $500,000. And your wife's mom passed away. So it's it's $1 million between the two of you. Yeah. Maybe at that time you have so much money that you're like, okay, we're going to disclaim, meaning we don't want that money and we'll just skip us. And it goes down to our kids or something. Like you may have more choices at that point. But for today, I don't think I would count on it right this second. Got a financial question? Just go to JillOnMoney.com. We'll be right back.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
You're back. It's Jill on Money, the program that attempts to take the mystery out of your financial life. Now, we do that by asking you to do a tiny bit of work. Go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, click on the Contact Us button. Then you can write us a note or choose to come on the air live with us. While you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Comes out Fridays. It's such a good tune-up for this program, so check that out. Right now, let's talk to Gina, who joins us from Connecticut. Hi, Gina. How are you?
Hi, Jill. Great to talk to you. I'm great. Thank you.
What's going on? What can we help you out with?
Well, I wanted to kind of figure out whether I'm on track to retire, my husband and I, in the next 5 years.
Okay.
We're probably a little bit younger than you want us to be to retire, but
No.
we're feeling a little burnt. So I'm 56 and he is 60.
Do you guys have kids?
We have 2 kids. One is pretty much fully launched, except for the cell phone plan. And the
what
other,
is that? Why did they stay on that plan for so long?
It is just what we do.
Uh-huh.
And the other is finishing undergrad this year, and then likely going on for a master's, but he thinks his master's can be paid for. So we're kind of setting the expectation that that's on him.
Right. Good luck on that.
Yeah.
Sonny boy. Good luck. And you guys are both working full time right now, right?
Yes, we are.
Do you have sort of a general sense of how much money you spend right now? Don't put the kids stuff in there, but like just your month to month. Do you have a sense of that?
Yeah, about $10,000 a month. But I feel like we could, over time we can pull back on that. I don't know that we'll still be spending that much after we retire.
Why don't we see if you can?
Okay.
Isn't that more fun?
Yeah, for sure.
How much do you guys earn today?
So I'm at 225 and he's at 140.
Okay. That's great. And you are both using retirement plans right now?
Yes. We both have 401k plans through our work. Mm-hmm. So in my 401k, I have about $650 in traditional and $118 in Roth.
Great. Good on you on the Roth. Good.
Yes, we're trying to really pump the Roth at this point. And he has 910 in traditional and 56 in Roth.
Okay, 910. So you've saved a chunk of money. That's great. Do you save money in addition to that?
So I have another IRA traditional of about 17,000. Then I have another Roth of 33,000. That's it in the retirement. So we do have some brokerage accounts.
Tell me about that.
I have a brokerage account for 20,000. That's basically mutual funds and maybe like one little stock or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is another brokerage account. I think that's about 56,000. And that also is mutual funds, index funds mostly.
All right.
And then we also have savings of about 200,000.
Okay, great. Do you guys own your home?
We own our own home. We have a mortgage. Our interest rate is 2.35 on the main home.
Okay.
And we owe about 162,000.
How much would you guess it's worth?
About 650.
Okay. And you're going to stay there like in 5 years if I said, you're done, we got it. Are you selling this house or is this house the house you want to keep?
I think we'll probably sell it. We don't really need to be where we are once we're done working.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd rather move someplace, I don't know, either north or south. I don't know. we don't know. Just someplace else.
All right, let me just put it this. Maybe we'd go north, we'd go south, maybe we'd go east. Wait, you can't go that far east.
Could go west, yeah.
So do you own any other real estate?
Yes, we have a condo near the beach and it is worth probably about $350,000 and we owe 100,000 on it and the interest rate on that is 3.125.
Is this a house that you want to keep? I mean, the condo you want to keep or could you live there full time or not really?
We could live there for a short time, full time, like a couple of years. I don't think it's full time forever. And I think it's something I would be willing to sell in a few years, but I don't know that he would want to sell it.
Oh, good. What's his name? That guy, huh?
Yeah.
The one you're married to? All right, I see. When you look ahead, 5 years is the real number? Like you feel like that's for real? Like, I mean, oh yes, we can do that? Or if we figured out that you could do it sooner, are you so fried? Like I'm trying to gauge like how fried are both of you?
I think I think he's good to go. He could do another 5 years. He's fine. Like he likes his job. I like my job too, but I'm kind of getting burnt and I need a plan. I can't have a plan that's just like, oh, work until you're 65 and just doing the same thing and grinding it out for another 10 years.
Yeah, I get you. Do you have parents who are still alive?
We have one parent who's still alive, completely self-sufficient, not likely to run out of money, but also not likely to leave much of an inheritance.
Okay. And you guys are putting money into your retirement plans. You're maxing them out with the catch up and all of that as well?
We're doing the best we can. So he's putting in 20% total, 10% traditional, 10% Roth. And I'm putting in 6% right now, all Roth.
Because you got the kids and you're doing
I feel like we need money. Yes, we need I need some of that paycheck, you know?
Yeah, I got you. Do you guys, you're not entitled to any pensions or anything, right?
He, after the next 5 years, will have a small pension, about $1,000 a month.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe that could help pay for healthcare, you know?
Sure.
So it's something.
So if you said, okay, in 5 years, he's good. You're like 5 years, but I'm better know that like I got a game plan for 5 years, right? That at that moment. And then, you know, you're 61, he's 65. You're not working at all. In other words, you're like, I need to know I can hang him up. Or do you feel like, you know what? No, I could work part-time or I have a company that would allow me to do something a little bit, you know, curtailed schedule.
Yeah,
would you be able to?
I feel like I would want to work part-time, not necessarily for my same company or in the same thing that I do, but I feel like I would want to still do some kind of part-time work for sure.
We'll get back to Gina in just a minute. If you have a financial question, give us a holler. Just go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Write us a note. And of course, if you'd like to join us live, check the box. Mark will do everything else. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger takes the mystery out of your finances.
You're back. It's Jill on Money, where we are trying to help you wrestle with these big decisions, big financial decisions. Sometimes you're resetting your career, your life. Sometimes you're wondering whether you're on the right pathway. And all of that requires just one bit of work by you. We ask that you contact us by going to our website, jillonmoney.com. In the upper right-hand corner of that website, you will see a Contact Us button. You click the button. That's the email form that we receive. And if you'd like to join us live, all you need to do is check the box, and Mark will arrange to get you on the air with us. While you're on the website, you can check out our other audio shows. There are 2 podcasts. One is called Jill on Money, and the other one is called Money Watch, and we've got links to both. Right now, let's get back to Gina from Connecticut. Now, you make a lot of money, right? $225,000 a year. If I were going to pencil in a part-time income amount, are we talking about like 20 grand, or are we talking some other number?
I'm thinking pretty low, like somewhere between 20 and 50, depending on what I could find. Like I'm really thinking maybe say, even working at Starbucks, you know?
Right, let's say like $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Like max. Okay. So then you know that in 5 years, we have his small pension and your $2,000 a month. So that eats in. Yeah, I know this sounds stupid, like it's teeny amounts you think, but it's not, because if you have 10 grand a month, now that leaves me with the 7 grand that you guys need. So then the question is, you've got about $1.6 million of traditional money, right? So that in 5 years, what would that $1.6 million produce for you? Could it really get you where you want to go? And, you know, I think that you could probably count on something like, let me do round numbers for a second. Let's just say you could get about 5 grand a month that's from that retirement account safely. Not a problem, easy peasy. So that leaves me a little short, right? So I've got your 1,000 from his pension. You're going to work part-time, 61 to 64. Then you get this 5 grand a month from your traditional account. Then it's an interesting situation, because in some respects, like if I had that money, even though your house mortgage is so low and it kills me to even think about it, but if you're not like married to this place, you do your part-time stuff, but then you're like, you know what, I'll sell that house and we'll figure out what happens next. Mm-hmm. Then I think I feel very comfortable with the game plan, because then you're going to have a little extra money. You can supplement what you have, and then you'll have your Social Security just a few years from later. And then I think it's good. If you really want to keep both the condo and the house, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. It doesn't work quite as well. I think you could do it. Mark, don't you think they can do? I mean, I think they can do it. I don't think it's like the slam dunk, but I'm pretty sure they can get there. What do you think?
I think they can get there. I don't see them having to sell a piece of real estate to make it work, because, you know, a husband's going to keep working. There's still going to be some part-time income down the road. This money that they already have a nice chunk saved. It's going to continue to grow, and they're still contributing for a while.
The only thing that would change this in my mind is if you said 5 years is way too long. Like you call me in 2 years and you're like, remember I said 5? There's no way I'm doing 5. That changes things, because we're counting on you guys doing the saving that you're doing right now. And without that, if you said in 2 years you're done and he keeps working, it might be okay. But, you know, we really do lose the ability for you to get more money socked away.
Yeah.
But I think it is doable. And I listen, it's a slam dunk if you're like, I'm selling the main house in Connecticut. We're moving to the condo till we figure out what we want to do next. And we're going to save even more money because our expenses will go down even more. And then, you know, wherever we move next, we're not going to spend, you know, we're not going to have $1 million in real estate value by the time we go to our next, wherever we go next. Then it's totally a slam dunk. But I mean, I agree. I think that you can do it. I just don't want you if 10 turns into 12 grand a month, or if you do this, if it's not 5 years and it's 2 years, then there's a little more pressure on you guys.
Yeah. Can I ask you one other question?
Why not?
About the Roth. So with the 10% that he's putting in traditional, should he switch all of that to Roth, or do like 15% Roth instead of 10?
Mark,
10?
Mr. Roth, they do make a lot of money, by the way. You know, they're in, let's see, 360. So they're in 24% as their top bracket right now. You want them to do all Roth? You want them to just keep doing what he's doing?
No. I think ultimately the goal should be all Roth, but play with it, see how it feels. Maybe go instead of 10 and 10, do 15 and 5 and see how the paycheck feels.
Here's what I would, but wait a second. Before you do that, can we just enjoy your better cash flow for a few months just to see how it feels there? That like, if you're not paying for college and you don't have this, and you know what I mean? Like, why don't we just status quo right now? End of the year, why don't you reassess? Then you can shift it around.
They do have a lot of pre-tax money.
I know, but I don't want to be. Can't we just have them enjoy good cash flow for a second?
Yeah, start January 1st, 2026.
January 1.
Okay, right? That's fair. Yeah, we'll see how
Look
it goes.
Look at this beautiful negotiation that we just had. It's fantastic. I love it. Gina, any other questions?
No, that's it. Thank you so much, Jill and Mark. It was great to talk to you.
It was great to talk to you. I would say on track for the 5-year plan. That looks good to me. If you need assistance, maybe some mentoring, maybe some coaching, maybe it's just a hardcore tax question, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and of course, if you'd like to join us live, then check the box, and Mark will do everything else. And we do kind of love it when you come on live. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show. We are here trying to help you wade through the dark forest of your financial life. Maybe it's not so dark. Maybe it's fine. But maybe you need a little bit of assistance. Maybe you need some guidance, or you just need another set of ears and eyes on your situation. If that's you, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and of course, if you'd like to join us live, check the box. Mark will do everything else. Before we finish the program, here's a question from Lee, who writes, I'm 66 years old. I'm retired, but I have zero retirement savings. I receive about $4,800 a month from a pension, and then also $3,000 from Social Security. I will net about $1,000 a month more than my previous take-home pay. Where should I park this extra money? Lee, of course, we always tell you that the first priority is to establish an emergency reserve fund. Now, maybe you have that. It's not maybe earmarked as retirement funds, but cash, money market, CDs, something that can just give you a base, a safety net in case something bad were to happen. You'd also want to build that account for things like a new car, or maybe you own a home and you've got to do repairs to the home. So we just want to make sure that there's adequate, accessible, liquid cash on hand. Beyond the emergency reserve fund, you may also consider a brokerage account, but I'd really have to talk to you to learn more about whether or not that's appropriate at this point in your life. Because as you said, you don't have retirement savings. I wonder if that means that you don't have any experience with buying or selling a stock or a mutual fund or an exchange traded fund. So I'd really want you to be careful before actually doing something like this. Lee, I really do encourage you to follow up with us so we can talk through what other alternatives there might be for you. Okay, gang, well, that is it. That is our program. Another show flying by just like that. Don't forget, if you've got a question, all you need to do is go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, and click the Contact Us button. Our music is composed by Joel Goodman. Mark Talercio is our executive producer and king of all things web. We ask that you do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.